Every fall, once the weather starts to get a little bit better, I take that opportunity to clean out my shed. Now this fall is a little bit different because I have been working so hard to keep my shed organized. I was doing good in winter, I did great in spring, and then summer hits, and summer is awful. And the reason for that is, while I absolutely love this shed, by the way, it's a lifetime shed. I've seen them on Amazon, but really the best place to get them is to go to the actual Lifetime website. I think they sell some of them through Sam's Club. That's where we got the idea, and then we bought them from Lifetime, and they deliver them in pieces and you put it together, which it was a challenge to put it together. But the thing we don't like about this shed is in summer, it gets so hot. I mean, it is a different level of hot in there. It could be 98 degrees outside. It is like 120 degrees in there. It is horrific. So I can't spend a lot of time in there, or I start to get like heat exhaustion and heat stress and stuff. So I end up in the middle of summer just chucking stuff in there. And by the end of summer, it looks awful. And that's what we're dealing with today. I'm actually kind of embarrassed to show you how bad it looks. But I promise you, it looked great in spring. It was nice and organized, but it has clearly gotten away from me. So when I'm organizing something, the very first thing that I do is I need to pull everything out, because I'm not going to be able to figure anything out with everything in here. So we're going to just pull everything out. So I haven't cleared everything out, but I think I'm gonna take a pause. I have more of these that I purchased, so I'm gonna hang those up and start getting some of the small stuff off the table and hanging. One of my favorite things to do when cleaning and organizing is to hang things, put things on walls or in tiers or on shelves, especially in like something like this. The more that you can hang, the less little things you're gonna have everywhere. So let's do that first. Recently, I got Epic Gardening seed starting trays, so I still have a lot of these like old ones. So I'm just gonna chuck all the trash on the floor for right now, and I'm gonna line up my seed starting trays because I don't need these. All these are out. I may give those away, actually. There's a Buy Nothing group, a little Facebook group in my area, and I know there's a lot of gardeners on that page, so I think that they would enjoy getting that. So I'll collect all the pots at the end, and we will put those on a Buy Nothing group. Got red ants. This is why I have to do this every year. All right, so I'm gonna keep these. We're gonna get rid of that. So honestly, I never use these anymore. I was thinking about maybe keeping one or two. These are the covers that go over your seed starting trays. Where I live, it is always humid and it is always warm, even in winter. So, you know, I bought these a while back thinking that I needed them, and then I found out that they really just kind of suffocate my plants. So I'm gonna toss these as well or give them away. That is a lot of ants. I'm gonna have to deal with that. Now let's briefly talk about this shelf. This shelf has gotten out of control. So this is fertilizer amendments, pest control. And my stance on all of this has kind of changed. It's evolved through the years. You know, for a while there, like you guys were giving me suggestions of, hey, try this, try that, you know, I like this fertilizer, that fertilizer. So I purchased a lot of those to try them out. I pretty much figured out all of them kind of work the same. So I have way too much stuff. And from a pest control perspective, I really only use one thing now. I really only use spinoside on occasion. Everything else I don't mess with anymore. So I think we're gonna end up getting rid of all this stuff. So I think the first things we're gonna do is get a trash bag out. I've got a lot of trash on the floor right now. And we're gonna dump anything that I'm not gonna use anymore. And anything that's fertilizer that's extra, you know, like I bought it in bulk and now it's like taking up so much room. I think I'm gonna put, ooh, ants. I saw ants everywhere, red ants everywhere. They don't live in my garden, apparently. They live in my shed. So we're gonna put the bulk stuff in here and I'm gonna tuck it underneath the table. Didn't even know I had this. This must be really old. This is a synthetic tomato fertilizer. I haven't even, it's not even open. Like I never even opened it. I must have got it by mistake years ago. I don't know. There was a point in time where I used synthetic fertilizers, so I'm guessing that's what this is from, but I don't use this anymore. I did decide to keep a couple things. I'm keeping ground cinnamon. This is good for like ant problems. I'm keeping some insecticidal soap in case there's a plant that I absolutely love that I want to protect. Sluggo and diatomaceous earth. Now I don't use much of these at any point in time, but it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's what my husband says all the time. He's got little slogans about that kind of stuff. So so there's our pesticide stuff. So now let's get this organized. Like I said, I've got extras of so much stuff. Like I got berry tones, more berry tone. So I'm gonna put the extras in this bin down here. That's not even berry tone, that's azalea tone. So I just sprayed some ant killer on those ants that are in there. We're gonna let them calm down and finish their life cycle. But in the meantime, my husband gave me a great idea, which is, this is a bench. Make sure there's no animals in there. Nope, just some frogs. This bench has an inside to it, and it's not like perfectly water safe, so I can't put like fertilizer and stuff in there, but I can put pots in here. And pots are taking up such a huge amount of my space, so I'm excited to use this and get them out of there. So I need to deal with these trellis systems. So I have tomato cages, and honestly I have way more than I'm ever going to use now that I trellis my tomatoes differently. I don't really use tomato cages, so I'm probably going to keep my favorites, which I think are the red ones. They're taller, and the green ones, they're going to be given away. And then these guys, I have a lot of these. These are my sunflowers. I grew mammoth sunflowers and I used these as trellises, but once again, I've built more trellises using T-posts and wire fencing and stuff, and that just, it holds up so much better. So I'm gonna get rid of those. I'm probably gonna keep the bamboo ones just in case. No, actually bamboo's going too. So I'm gonna get these separated. I don't know. I mean, I can walk through it now, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know if this actually feels better or it feels exactly the same. I swear I just pulled everything out and just brought it right back in. I did a little bit of organizing, a little bit. I can use the table now. I don't feel like it's gonna collapse. I've, you know, organized my stuff up there. There's just a lot of like this dirt, you know, I need to refill my green stalks and I haven't done that yet. And that's why I'm kind of saving this dirt and saving this compost right here in this, because I'm going to use that in my green stalks. But for right now, it's kind of stuck here. And then I have my mulches. Those will be used very, very soon. So I don't want to get rid of the stuff. I think I'm becoming like a pack rat. I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm going to do a quick before and after. Let me know. Does it look better? What are your suggestions for organizing? Because I swear, I organize this thing every single year and I don't feel like I'm getting better. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today while we organized the shed. I hope it was at least comical. Because I don't really feel like it's as organized as I would like, but we made progress and that's what's important, whether it's the garden or your shed or your home or whatever. You're making progress. You're not trying to be perfect. And that's a motto that I live by. Thanks for hanging out, guys. See you next time. Happy gardening.